Hello, everybody. Welcome back. Today, I want to talk about Ophiuchus, the 13th constellation, and also speaking about it under the sidereal banner, as I'm a sidereal astrologer. So, firstly, Ophiuchus has earned its position in the ecliptic. It's between Scorpio and Sagittarius, and I had a good look at Stellarium last night. If you're not aware, stellarium.org is a free app helpful to astronomers and astrologers who actually do stargazing, and it's clearly in between the two constellations, Scorpio and Sagittarius. Now, it's not like it's off to the side and shouldn't have a place there. It's clearly in there. And so we're looking into the reasons why it was taken out as well. So I consulted my my Star Law handbook. So this is the book that I have had for a long time, which shows the meaning of individual stars, you know, the alpha and beta stars, generally the first three major stars in constellations, and enables you to look at the myth or the meaning behind the vibration of the stars, because that also aligns to some form of psychological effect that it has on you. So it's good to know what the meanings are. So for Ophiuchus in Star Law, its name comes from ancient Greece, of course, which a lot of stars do, and it means serpent bearer, and is commonly represented as a man grasping a snake. So in Star Law, although it says in Greek that Ophiuchus means actually toiling, working, but there is no classical hero of this name, and the figure was thought to represent the legendary healer Asclepius. Right? That's spelt Asclepius, for those that want to go and look up that word. And Asclepius is believed to be the ancestor of Hippocrates, the great physician of Kos. So Kos is a Greek island, still exists today. The universal symbol of medicine belongs to Asclepius, and the caduceus, a staff with two intertwined serpents. So this constellation has to do with medicine and healing. So it's interesting that it's been excluded. Now, do remember that we have, there are 13 moon cycles, but only 12 months are used. So these 13 moon cycles would actually enable or encompass or this 13th sign, Ophiuchus or Ophiuchus. It's hard to say when you read it. Ophiuchus is how it's said. So the serpent holder. So it's clearly there. Now, you know, I was having coffee with a friend recently, and we were talking about this 13th zodiac. And, you know, imagine the people that were born under that sign, but basically had it taken away. I think at some level, you know, before we incarnated, we knew the difficulty that there would be if you so wanted to become a healer, you know, a naturopath, or, you know, any form of energetic healing, particularly. I think there would be some part of you, your higher self, before you incarnated, knew that this is what we were dealing with down here in this current epoch of time, that you know, this constellation was just going to be omitted from the psyche. And this is where we go. Consciousness is everything, right? So it's interesting what stars or what planets influence our consciousness And when for example, when Uranus was discovered, once it was discovered, all this technology started coming in on the planet, right? Now, in the ancient days, healing was a normal thing. Physicians had this ability to be able to heal, not through the current pharmaceutical industry, which is using all petroleum-based products as medicine. The ancients knew how to heal, right? Now, it's interesting talking about the serpent holder. The serpent energetically refers to, the coiled snake, the seduceus. It rises up from below. So we're looking at the lower chakras here being involved in the healing process. And in our lower chakras is our power. That's where we get our power from. Now, in terms of why would they have taken out the 13th zodiac, Ophiuchus? Why didn't they just take out Virgo, or why didn't they take out Capricorn or any of the other constellations? But they chose to take out Ophiuchus, omit it from the constellations. Why would they do that? And my summation is that it is because they didn't want us having this healing ability, and they wanted to disempower us. And you can see in the current period of time that they've succeeded in that quite well. We've, as a whole, collectively, lost our ability to self-heal. Our body has that ability to self-heal. We really don't need we don't want, and they generally don't work anyways, those petroleum-based medicines. Our body, when we go deep inside ourselves, can self-heal. The whole quantum, the quantum energy, the quantum healing is all about being able to go inside and being in that space that enables self-healing. So the serpent bearer, the serpent, the seduceus, going down into these deep layers within us to enable the power of healing to take place. When you do meditation and you go into that healing space, you're very involuted. You're going into a really, really deep space, and it's necessary for that to take place. When you do that, you are actually the deeper you go into yourself, the more you start getting in touch with these deeper parts of yourself. And we have to be careful and very aware that in some modes of meditation, they are taking you upward and out of your body. And there's another alternative, to go inward and go so deep inside yourself that you actually start going downward, and you feel very, very grounded as that happens. And interestingly, the deeper you go inside your body, the higher and more prominent are the connections that you get in touch with, that you receive. The feelings that you get are extraordinary. They're beautiful. So the deeper you go, the higher you go in terms of vision and connecting with angelic beings. This is part of the path to being a spiritual warrior, is wanting to go into those spaces. So look at this constellation as that of the healer and healing itself. So I really do think that they intentionally omitted it to disempower us, and so we weren't consciously aware that it was available to begin with, and it's gone out of our psyche as if it's not a normal thing. It's not a normal thing that we do, but in actual fact, it is normal for us to have that ability. It is a normal thing. And the knowledge of being able to self-heal and, you know, in a big way, needs to come back into our psyche, you know. As it stands, you know, often it's taught in certain, you know, like if you're following the Hindu model or maybe the Buddhist model, or, you know, some form of, probably more Hindu, would you go into this knowledge of healing, right? But it is a normal thing. It is absolutely a normal thing, and you shouldn't need. We shouldn't need, but we do. We shouldn't need to go to any specific guru in order to get this knowledge. It's ours to have, right? So sadly, they did take Ophiuchus out of our consciousness, but is it going to come back? Will it come back? I think we collectively perhaps are going to force that to happen by becoming consciously aware of it, and we need to talk about it a lot more. Okay, so what I've done here is I have got the list. I've got the list, guys, of what would your sign be if Ophiuchus was included in the zodiac, and where would you sit in terms of your, you know, would your birthday change? Well, it probably will. So this graph that I've got up here, hang on, I'll put it on large screen so that those on phones can see it. Okay, so in the center of this graph, by all means, just take a screenshot and you know, stick it on your fridge and save it. In the center is the sidereal birth dates. Okay, so if you're currently not aware of what your birthday is under the sidereal model, here it is. It's all here for you. Okay, and you can find out whether, you know, you're supposed to be a Pisces and not an Aries. Now, I've done chats on this before. I've done videos on this. So, you know, you should get some context in it with it. So, and or put in the, you know, put some comments below in YouTube if you want, and if you've got questions in regard to this, by all means, please let me know. Okay, and I'll answer them as much as I can. So, okay, so the center is sidereal, as it's seen and acknowledged, and is different to the tropical model. So that's what your birthday is now under the sidereal model. Now, this one to the far right is including the 13th constellation. So that changes again. This is going to change your birth date again, particularly if you're born around with Ophiuchus and Sagittarius as your sun sign. It's going to change and below. So I'm just going to read them out. And yeah, have a look and see whether you've changed, your sun sign has changed. Okay, so from April 18th to May 13th is Aries. From May 14th to June 21st is Taurus. From June 22nd to July 20th is Gemini. July 21st to August 11th is Cancer. August 12th to September 17th is Leo. September 18th to October 30th is Virgo. From October 31st to November 23 is Libra. From November 24th to November 29th is Scorpio. November 30th to December 17th is Ophiuchus. That's the 13th sign. So welcome to Ophiuchus, all those born on November 30th to December 17th. Okay, you've got a brand new sun sign. From December 18th to January 21st, Sagittarius. From January 22nd to February 18th is Capricorn. February 19th to March 12th is Aquarius. From March 13th to April 17th is Pisces. Okay, so it's quite likely that for most of you, your sun sign has changed. Okay, so that's that 23.4 degree difference, which I believe is quite luciferic. And I've mentioned that in previous videos. So, go and have a look as to, so you can get the understanding explanation as to why has this happened. Of course, it's speculation. Like, who knows what was going on in their head? But there's been a damning of astrology over many decades. We are nobody. We're nothing. Astrologers are just laughed at as if we don't know what we're talking about, right? And the ancient craft of astrology, it is a language, and it understands the forces that affects us. And no amount of damning is going to stop that fact. And we need to get back to understanding the forces that do affect us, so understanding the language of astrology. So I'm on a bit of a mission from God to get people to do some more stargazing, to understand their own chart, to understand forces and how they're affecting us, and at least get to understand, that what's above us in terms of stars and planets actually do play a big role in our lives. So, guys, that was Ophiuchus. Welcome back to the Zodiac. Let's come back into our consciousness. That would be really good. It's already starting. So thank you very much, guys, for watching. Again, if you've got any comments, please put them in below, and I'll get to them. If you've got any questions, and I can also use your comments, leveraging off them for any future chats to come. Okay, so please like and subscribe and share and comment in the comments, and I hope you have a wonderful day. Okay, bye guys.